Good afternoon, everyone. This is Juli D'Ascendis, and I'm back with another installment in our video series called Listen Up, ChurchFinance. And today I want to talk to you about financial reporting in the local church. And really, it breaks down like this: different audiences, different reports. The financial information that you need to communicate in your local church depends on who you're talking to, who you're reporting to. So first of all, let's talk about congregational reporting. This is internal reporting, usually done once a year at your annual meeting, where you want to provide financial information to your congregation. So the best way that I can characterize this very important function, accounting function in the church, is when you're reporting financial information to your congregation, you want to keep it simple. So you want to skip the jargon, you want to summarize as much as possible. And honestly, most people sitting in the pews, they just want to know a couple of things about the finances. They want to know, how much money do we have in the bank? What did you do with my tithes and offerings? How many missionaries are we supporting? What other work are we doing, in the community? That kind of information. So they're not really looking for a detailed, statement of activities or a statement of financial position. They just want you to kind of summarize it and bullet form it for them. So when you're presenting at your annual congregational meeting, keep it simple, skip the jargon, summarize it, and then let your people know that if they ever want to see the detail, if they ever want to look at, dive in a little bit deeper, that your books are always open. They can make an appointment and come and see. You can also print out a detailed financial statement and just have it with you in case anybody that attends the meeting would like to see more detail. Then the next level of internal reporting is your board and ministry leaders. So when you're dealing with board financial statements, these are financial statements that need to be prepared on a monthly basis, assuming that your board meets every month. And even if they don't, you need to provide these to them on a monthly basis. And they do really need to be line item detailed financials. Just a quick word about budgeting. We highly encourage all of our local churches, no matter what your size is, to put together an annual budget. We encourage you to do this by ministry. So for example, you'll have your general fund, you'll have your youth ministry, you'll have a missions budget, a target that you want to aim for. You may have some outreach, some other ministries. And the reason that we encourage budgeting is because when you look at the financial statements, when you prepare them for the board, you want to give them budget versus actual so that they can kind of see how they're doing against a benchmark, which would be the budget. So for the board and also for your ministry heads, you want to be able to provide them with enough detail so that they can see any money that came in and how it got spent, sort of in a detailed fashion. In addition to that, you want to provide what's called a statement of financial position, which is otherwise known as the balance sheet, that will show them the amounts of money that you have in your bank accounts. It'll show them any other fixed assets maybe that you have if you own your own building. And it'll also show you if you have any outstanding accounts payable. If you have a mortgage, it'll show you how much the mortgage is. And it's a really good idea to prepare these financial statements, like I said, on a monthly basis. Now let's talk about external reporting. Many times external reporting could be required by the bylaws, which means you may be required to send your financial statements to denominational headquarters, or obviously in the case of when you have banking, lending institutions, they may actually require you to submit an annual financial statement for them to evaluate where you are. Usually if you're making your mortgage payments, they don't really require it, but be aware that you might need to. And then of course, the worst case scenario is that if you're audited by the IRS, you would need to be able to prepare detailed financial statements for them. And then in addition to that, your board may decide, your bylaws may have language in there that requires you to do a periodic outside certified audit. And then in that case, of course, you're going to need to prepare extremely detailed financial information for your auditor. So again, just recapping, external reporting could be audit requirements, Your local bank or your lender, if you have a mortgage, may have financial reporting requirements, and IRS or state requirements, may, like for example, if you trying to establish your tax exemption for property tax purposes, you may need to present financial statements for that. So how do you go about actually preparing financial statements? Well, obviously you're going to need to set up your books. And we highly recommend that you automate your system. And you're going to need to select church accounting software. And one of the softwares that we do recommend is QuickBooks. We use it here at the Ministry Network, and we do recommend it for outside churches. It's a very hands-on, user-friendly system, very easy to understand, easy to manage, and it can be adapted for the nonprofit and church environment very easily. In addition to that, we also recommend that you use some kind of church management software. And this is because in addition to being able to track your donations and send out your giving statements to the members of your congregation, you can also use it to track their various activities. If they're in life groups, or if you need to check in kids that are coming in for Sunday school, keeping track of events, publishing a directory, a church directory. These are all reasons to have outside church management software. We have a list of church management software that we can sort of either recommend or that other churches have been using. If you scroll down to the bottom of this video, that's one of the resources that you can snag if you click on the link. I want to talk a minute about chart of accounts, setting up the chart of accounts. This is the building block for your financial reporting, and it's actually very important that you take time to set it up properly. And again, we have resources and people that can actually help you do that if you're not sure. And then staffing for success. In order for you to be able to produce timely and accurate financial statements, you need to find the right bookkeeper. And again, this is something that I could do a whole video just on, finding the right bookkeeper, or making the decision to hire someone internally or outsourcing your bookkeeping and reporting. And again, this is a decision that really depends on the size of your church, whether or not you have someone already in your congregation or someone that you've hired to perform the service, or whether you really feel like you need to go to the outside. But again, staffing is critical to be able to prepare accurate and timely financial statements. And if you have any questions about that, you can always give us a call. We'd be happy to talk you through that. And then one question that always comes up in regards to financial reporting is, how long do you have to keep your records? Retention of records are really, you need to make sure that you're keeping them long enough in case they need to be inspected. So there are certain kinds of records you need to keep a little bit longer than other kinds. You can't really go by the rule of thumb that, keep it for 7 years and then toss it out. We've developed a pretty comprehensive list, a record retention policy. Also a really great idea to be aware of insurance records that you want to keep, photographs of equipment, invoices of how much you paid for things, so that if you do have an insurance claim, you'll be able to provide that documentation. So again, all of these elements are available if you scroll down to the bottom of this video and click on the link. In addition to that, I have written a PowerPoint on church financial reporting for you. So again, I just want to thank you so much for giving this video a look. We have more videos in our YouTube channel. I just want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe. And again, if you have any questions or if there's anything else you need, please get in touch with us. Thanks again for watching, and God bless. Hey everybody, thanks again for watching this video, and I hope you found the content useful. Just wanted to mention, in order for you to stay connected and up to date, there's a couple things we'd like to invite you to do. First of all, we'd like you to join our Facebook group, which is called NJMN Financial Resources. And this is going to be a group that's going to have a lot of church leaders and bookkeepers and anyone really who's asking the same kind of questions that you are. And in addition to that, we'll have experts come on the Facebook page from time to time who can actually help you find the right answers. We're going to do some live chats, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities for interaction, so I strongly urge you to go ahead and join our Facebook group. Also, if you check below this video, there may be some additional resources that are linked to this video, so just go ahead and scroll down, and anything that's attached to this video, you can snag it right off here. And then lastly, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. By subscribing to this channel, you'll be kept up to date and informed about our latest posts. So again, thanks very much for your support. Thanks for watching, and God bless.